Good morning, 2A. I hope everyone had a great weekend. This week for phonics, we're going to go back to suffixes and work on some suffixes that we haven't seen yet this year. So today we are going to focus on the suffixes less and ness. So I'm going to share our whiteboard screen so we can do some work on the whiteboard. So our first one is less. And when we have the suffix less, this means without. And our suffix ness means a state of, and we will talk about what that means as we get through some of the words, because that one's a little trickier. So if I'm using the suffix less, I have words that I can use like careless. Let me change my color here so we can. So I did not change my color. There we go. So if I have careless, that means without care. So if I was careless about putting away the cookies, I put the cookies away without care. Maybe I threw them into the cabinet, or maybe I closed the cabinet on them. We also have words like painless. So if you went and got a shot and it didn't hurt, it would be painless. It was without pain. There was no pain with your shot. We also have words like useless. So sometimes someone will say, oh, this is useless now. We don't need this. It's without use. We don't have a use for it anymore. So anytime we see a word that ends with less, we know it means without. It doesn't have, it's without something. And our last example for this one is going to be the word endless. So without end. So if we said, oh, it's an endless video, that means the video is never going to end. It's just going to keep going and going and replaying forever. Sometimes you'll hear people say things like, oh, this seems like it's endless. Like it seems like it's never going to end, even though it might really. And then ness is a little trickier. So we talk about a state of. So I'm going to give you an example. So if we say coldness, it means a state of being cold. It helps us when we have adjectives to tell us what something is like. So coldness tells me that it was cold. So if somebody says, oh, the coldness was awful today, it tells me that the cold was really bad. Same thing with darkness. If we say that the darkness was scary, we're saying that it was dark and scary. It just means that's what it was like. We also can use it for things like kindness, which is being kind. So, oh, she showed me kindness by making me a card for my birthday. She was in a state of being kind. She was being kind. That's how she was. That's how she was acting. And finally, our last one for this that helps us is fairness. So if we talk about she showed fairness when she was picking teams for the game, that means she was in a state of being fair. She was being fair about who was on which team to make them even teams with the same number of boys and girls on each team and the same number of, maybe if they were playing basketball, maybe they had people that played basketball on both teams and people who didn't play basketball outside of school on teams as well. So those are our suffixes for this week. And so what we're going to do, your assignment for today is going to be to play a Kahoot. So I'm going to share here. So you'll notice that we have ness and less, which we just went over. And then this one also includes a little review of the suffix full. Remember, that means full of. We did that one a couple weeks ago. You're going to enter your nickname and join the game. And I'm going to show you how this is set up. There's only 12 questions. So a suffix is found blank of a word. Is it found in the front of a word, at the end of a word, or in the middle of a word? So I know it's at the end, a suffix. Remember, a prefix is in the middle of a word. Then question 2, ooh, the suffix less means. So it's first going to ask you the meaning of some suffixes, and then it's going to tell you It's going to ask you to fill in some of the blanks with different suffixes that make the most sense. So there's only 12 questions. If you run into any problems, send me a Dojo message or an email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everyone has a magnificent Monday, and I will see you soon.